How can a notepad and an iPad change your morning for the better? I'm going to show you how. If you've never heard of the Miracle Morning before, I'm sure you have. Most people have. Basically, the Miracle Morning is a book that came out by that author. And the Miracle Morning, in summary, is just here are some steps that you should take to strategize a system that you can put into place to make your mornings, well, more miraculous. And although I don't follow the Miracle Morning to a T, I do follow some similar patterns that they implement, and I just kind of twist it in my own way to help develop my life spiritually. So I have been getting up early most mornings, probably 6 out of 7 days a week. Sometimes more, sometimes less, depending on how life is going and how hard life is lifing. And if there's breaks and whatnot, obviously there's just some days where you need to sleep in and you need to take a break and you're on vacation. And so it's not like, hardcore get up every day, 6 days a week. Most of the time I get up. And I start my morning out the same way pretty much every single day. I get up, grab a cup of coffee, and then I grab this little red notebook. This little red notebook has been such a game changer for me in my morning routine. And let me show you why. A series of steps that come from the Miracle Morning where I read, and I start with the Bible. So lately I have just been reading the Gospels, Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John, just sticking with the Gospels because I need just to hear more of Jesus and less of other stuff. So I read a passage of scripture, and then I take a couple notes about something meaningful that I learned from that passage of scripture, or I just maybe jot down something that I noticed that happened within that scripture, maybe some quote that Jesus said that just really stuck out to me, just anything memorable about that reading experience. I record that in my little notebook. And then after that, I have started reading this other book, which it's crazy because sometimes it coincides with whatever I'm reading in the Bible. It's not a Bible book, but it's called A Cup of Zen. It's on Kindle Unlimited. And this is the coolest thing. It's 21 short stories to calm the mind, stop overthinking, and find inner peace. And these little short stories are so cool because they kind of change the way that you look sometimes at life. Like, for example, one of the stories that I read, they were talking about an old man who had a plot of land that he'd never planted anything in this plot of land, but the land was perfect for planting. And his granddaughter comes to him, she's like, "Hey, well, how come you never planted any seeds in this land?" And the old man says, "Well, I don't know if it's going to rain." So the summary of the story is that sometimes we should do things, even if we don't know things are going to work out the way that we want them to. We have to have faith and trust the process that somehow things are going to work out. Lessons, and there's been times where there are certain passages of scripture that I'm reading that just happen to align with whatever it is that I'm reading about in this book. So that's been pretty cool, like just seeing sort of some symmetry there between what I'm reading in the Bible and what I'm reading in my personal life. So I do that. I start with reading something, and then I follow up with either some sort of scripture or quote or affirmation, or sometimes just simply just gratitude. Gratitude is a big part of the Miracle Morning, just taking a moment to just be grateful for so many things. Gratitude is so important because it helps you train your brain to focus on the positive things of life as opposed to the negative things of life. And mental health is something that I really have been working on so much, being that we live in the state of the world that we live in at this time. Having just positive mental input has been life-changing for me. I highly recommend it. So just focusing on what you're grateful for, what you're happy about, what you're content with, things that have just really blessed you, or maybe just overlooking like, hey, what are the top 3 to 5 things that happened yesterday or recently? That has been a game changer. Then after that, I do some sort of workout. So I will go for a walk. I will do some sort of yoga routine, Pilates, just whatever I'm feeling in the mood. I don't like following a workout routine because I like to do what I feel intuitively led to do that day. So if I'm feeling a little stiff and my back is hurting and just feel like my muscles are sore, then I might want to do more of like a stretchy yoga routine. Or if I'm feeling like I just need to wake up some more, then I will definitely go for a walk, because just getting outside, I love going for early morning walks because there's hardly anybody outside. Stars are out. It's just a wonderful experience to kind of just take in the morning and the day without all the clutter of life happening just yet. Then after that, I go take a shower and get ready for my day. And the whole process probably takes anywhere from 1 hour to 2 hours, depending on what I do. Sometimes I'll journal, sometimes I'll read a little bit longer, sometimes I'll take a bath, sometimes I'll take a shower. And I think that's sort of like what frustrates me about routines, is that I don't like when routines are rigid. I like when there's structure, like you can do these things, but there needs to be some sort of flexibility and customization there. So if I know that I'm supposed to work out, then I want to have flexibility to decide what kind of workout that I'm going to do. If I know that I need to bathe and get ready, then I need to decide what kind of bathing experience is it going to be a bath? Or is it going to be a hot, long shower? Am I just going to do a quick shower, or am I going to do a full-on hair and tanner and scrubbing and all that stuff, just depending on what the day calls for. I think having flexibility is important. But the biggest thing that I advocate for is making sure that you are setting yourself up mentally, emotionally, and spiritually to take on whatever the day is going to bring. I certainly feel like one of the things that has grown my faith most over the course of my life has been my morning routines. Hands down, spending time with God in the morning, learning from Him, using different types of resources, from regular Bible studies to podcasts to sermons to whatever. It has always benefited me spiritually more than going to church has. So if you're looking to grow your faith outside the church, or you want to continue to establish a connection with God regularly, I recommend doing it first thing in the morning. You will not regret it. Okay, well, that's it for today. Thank you so much for being here. Hopefully you enjoyed this video, and if you want to see more like it, just comment down below, give me a thumbs up so I know that you want more content like this. And hopefully you were able to take some tips that you can incorporate into your routine so that you can make your life more magical than it already is. Okay guys, I'll see you later. Peace, love, and Jesus. Boop.